What is going on, IF Warriors? It's your boy Edward V, and today we're going to talk about if breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Okay, by a show of hands, how many people knew that I was going to say no? Let me see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Good. Yeah. Breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. And as a matter of fact, it's actually a detrimental meal. The studies that have been done for that, there were observational studies, and observational is just basically letting people do a specific thing, a specific task, and you just observe and tally and just see if they're healthy, if they've lost weight, whatever it is. Those things were done in the 1960s. It isn't like a concrete study where there's certain bullet points that they have to abide by to ensure accuracy. It doesn't really have to be correlated to weight loss. To give you an example, if there's 4 people and 3 of them jump really high, all 4 of them eat rice, you can say, well, it looks like generally people who eat rice jump really high. Just because it's happening at the same time doesn't mean that it's because of the rice that they're jumping high. It just happens to be that a lot of them are eating rice. The same thing back in the 1960s, people ate breakfast. Believe it or not, people sat down in the morning with their kids, with the whole family, and ate breakfast. Eating breakfast was a big deal back then. Eating breakfast is not a big deal now. Even people who don't even like fasting, even people who don't care for fasting, they don't eat breakfast. People from like the ages of like 35 below, 40 and below, they're skipping breakfast because I guess they don't have time to eat breakfast, or it's not that important to them, or whatever it is, or they just might grab a bar or some type of shake, or they'll just drink coffee or something. People don't normally eat breakfast now the way they used to. And current studies that were legit studies done to show if there's a correlation between eating breakfast in the morning or not, show that there is no correlation and that it was sporadic. Some people may have gained weight, some people may have not gained weight. It didn't do anything if you ate breakfast or if you didn't eat breakfast. The reason I bring this up is because that is, believe it or not, a tool that people like to use to go against people who do intermittent fasting. And my ultimate goal from the moment that I've started this channel, actually not from the moment that I started this channel, from the moment that I started uploading regularly, my ultimate goal is to make intermittent fasting as mainstream as possible. And I know that I'm somewhat of a small channel right now, but I didn't want to fluff my channel up with like grandeur things, and I just wanted it to be informative. I just wanted it to be informational, and I wanted people to be able to look at my channel, look at my videos, and just learn what they needed to learn for intermittent fasting. And I also wanted it to be a tool for you to use if someone comes to you and says, hey, you shouldn't do intermittent fasting because did you know that breakfast is the most important meal of the day? And I want you to be able to go, no, it's not, because etc. And that's why I've done so much research on the topic of intermittent fasting, because I want to be able to provide that information and provide that education for fasting, and to show how healthy it is, to show how overly healthy it is, to show how effective it is, and how all these other arguments don't hold the weight that people try to say that they hold. The whole thing about what scientists was trying to figure out when it came to breakfast and why they thought maybe it could help you lose weight is because they thought to themselves, well, if you eat breakfast, then you're not going to be that hungry So then you'll be fine and you won't eat so much during the afternoon. That was literally their thing. They couldn't say that breakfast did anything chemically to your body that triggered something to start doing something specific that helped you lose weight, because it didn't. And they were racking their brains, they were scratching their heads, trying to force the correlation. I wonder why. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with the cereal companies. Maybe it doesn't have to do anything to do with people who want you to eat breakfast. I'm sure it does. That's their thing. That's literally their thing, an entire mental thing. Or maybe you'll be full enough. Hopefully you're full enough, and then that's the reason why breakfast is good for you. A lot of people just go on, that's what I've heard, and don't even, in this day and age, in this super connected, instantaneous information world that we live in, don't fact check anything at all. And won't even fact check the fact that breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. They'll just know because that's just the saying, the way the saying goes. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So if anyone ever tells you that, literally tell them, literally ask them, why? Why is it the most important meal of the day? One answer that they might tell you, which is the most hilarious thing, because I'm going to create the rebuttal for you right now. Actually, this is probably the most likely answer, is so you can get started, so you can get your brain going, and so you can get your energy levels up to tackle the day, you know? No, actually, when you eat, your body gets sluggish. The only reason why you're not as sluggish as you may be if you ate during the afternoon or whatever is because you just woke up from sleeping. But it actually takes away your ability to focus. So if you have something that you need to focus on, if you have a test, or if you have to do something at work, or there's got to be something specific that you need to stay focused, the best thing to do is actually to skip breakfast, because then when you're in a fasted state and you've already passed the 6-hour mark, which most likely you did since you were sleeping, you're now in a heightened state of focus. So you can actually focus better if you don't eat. I also tell people to strategically set your eating times to go in line with when you need to focus. So if you need to focus in the morning, then it's best to eat later on. If you need to focus at night, then it's best to eat earlier in the morning before you get to the nighttime. If you want to be focused, try to create a system where you can be in a fasted state, 6 hours or more. Once you're past the 6 hours, you're in a really heightened state of focus. So you want to do that, and eating breakfast to tackle something because you need to focus, you're actually doing the opposite by eating breakfast, basically. So I hope this gives you guys arsenal to go against anybody who tells you that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And the next time someone tells you breakfast is the most important meal of the day, don't skip breakfast, just ask them why. And if they tell you because you need the energy, just tell them, yeah, that's why I don't eat breakfast. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you need any other questions to any other videos that I've had in the past, I have one here and I also have one here. And please subscribe. I would gladly appreciate it. Have a good one.